In fact, this new study by Wallet Hub finds that the city of Chula Vista has more than $1.7 billion in collective credit card debt, with the average household carrying a balance of nearly $21,000. And with the average annual interest rate between 20 and 25%, and sometimes higher, trying to pay off those balances for some people can often take years.
And they're giving people credit cards that maybe shouldn't get one and then using that and burying themselves in debt.
Chula Vista resident Ryan Walsh says it's not unusual for some families to use credit just to make ends meet.
A lot of people are still paycheck to paycheck, so you prioritize rent or other necessities and then maybe put other things on credit cards, ideally hoping you can pay them back later.
Adding that he's previously had to resort to that, forced to make tough sacrifices to eventually pay down his debt.
Yeah, I was young, but we got through it.
It's so important that people are aware that there is help out there.
Rodrigo Prado owns and operates Credit Corner, a credit counseling agency based in Chula Vista that helps people tackle debt responsibly. He's not surprised to hear Chula Vista has the country's second highest amount of credit card debt, adding that his clients on average are carrying a $30,000 balance. People
are using credit cards to pay for food and basically make minimum payments. They're financing milk and eggs. And that's where they should know that something needs to change.
Prado says while this new study is noteworthy, it's also critical to look at what's driving the debt in the first place.
But they're not tackling the real issue, which is financial education and the lack of it more than anything.
Prado advises anyone dealing with snowballing debt to seek help from a credit counseling agency sooner rather than later, and to focus on living beneath your means, never charging more than you have. Advice that this Chula Vista couple already follows.
And I actually have like 4 credit cards, but I use them for maxing out points and getting all the travel benefits, but I pay them off every month, never spend more than I have.
I actually work for leasing units, so if you don't qualify based on credit, you can't even rent these days. It's not just about owning things, so yeah.
Those credit scores so important. Also, this study by Wallet Hub finds that when it comes to the nation's highest credit card debt, 7 out of the top 10 cities are here in California, including Santa Clarita, Fontana, Oxnard, and Santa Ana, with Chula Vista number 2.
So people who find themselves on the wrong end of that snowballing credit card debt, what kind of things can they do?
Well, they can actually pick up the phone and call their creditors, ask them for a lower interest rate, ask if they have special programs that lets them freeze their accounts while they work to pay off their debt. You know, that might be uncomfortable, but it's one thing that actually works. And these companies, these credit card companies, they don't advertise these programs, but they do offer them if you ask.
And it's important to reach out because they don't want you to go bankrupt because they want you to continue paying.
Exactly.
So express just how serious the situation is and maybe you'll get a deal.
You have to be proactive.